And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 of our first best of 3 today. VP versus Mineski. And VP always seems to leave us on the side of our chairs. Will they lose a match after the first game? But they bring it back. Game 2 look very good. And, well, I'm joined by Draskell here. And we got a real series right now, my friend.
Yeah, the game 2 draft from VP was really solid. I liked what they were doing. They had some good 5-man potential. The Lone Druid was really, really good for the game. And the Mineski just don't want to deal with it again. They're just going to go ahead and first phase the Lone Druid, just take it out so Ram just can't get his hands on it. That being said, I still feel like Mineski were in a position to be able to win. They had some really good plays, some pretty questionable ones. But here we are, game 3. Seems like that is our gift for this major so far, as we're just going to we're going to get a third game every time, which is fine for me because these games have been interesting. So,
and if you didn't know, the loser of this game will play again today. There's another best of 3 after this. It'll be Forward versus eHome, and then a loser of this series plays the winner of that series. So if you like VP, you like Mineski, there's more Dota for at least one of you. And, well, as you said, the Bear gets banned out, and then on the other side, Leshrae gets banned out. So we saw game 1, they got destroyed by Lesh, they ban it. Game 2, Mineski is destroyed by Bear, they ban it. Good adaptation. Adaptation. I don't think adaptation's a word.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. But, okay, they're actually going to ban the Witch Doctor, too. That's a bit interesting. I wasn't entirely sure if they would, because I think the Witch Doctor is nice when you have a lineup that's going to 5-man. But if you take out the Lone Druid, maybe they're still scared of the Enigma, I guess.
Yeah. Dude, this Witch Doctor, I would not have thought of seeing a Witch Doctor ban the first phase. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the reasoning is behind the Witch Doctor. Like, the Lone Druid, I totally get. The Chen, understandable. Leshrae, Nyx, I get all these bans. The Witch Doctor is just a hero that we, like you even mentioned in the previous draft, we don't really see it that much. So there's got to be something else, like, within the team that they just don't like dealing with when it comes to the hero.
Maybe it just does a lot more, right? Maledict, Ward, and Stun. Meanwhile, say you pick something like a Bane, right? You're trying to get a grip off, and if you just get silenced or canceled, it feels pretty bad. Witch Doctor, though, you don't care, right? You just toss out a stun, you're pretty happy. Sure, it's
easier. I mean, that's definitely true. He's more of a set it and forget it, just Maledict stun. If you get your Death Ward channel, that's, cool, whatever, but...
It feels like Bane, you actually have to have positioning, right? Like, that hero, you have to really focus. Maybe Pie's like, all right, I'm going to lead this game, but, I'm going to do it with an easier hero. We'll see.
I mean, his Wyvern earlier was sick, but it was such a nice Wyvern game.
Look at that. They banned it. Damn, we got some respect.
Now they're thinking, okay, are they going to Enigma? That's what Mineski are thinking right now. Are they going to pick Enigma for the 3rd game in a row?
I think they will if Mineski does it right. I guess we'll see. Nature's Prophet. It was banned at least the same game. I believe both games, and they do. Yeah, I was about to say VP. There's no way VP switches it up.
Okay.
And look at these, man. They knew it was coming. They take the mag, which we did see a little bit yesterday. Obviously, pretty good here. We saw what, like a 3-minute mana boot mag yesterday too. That hero had some success.
Yeah, that was the game where Ajit was playing PA, I think, and it seemed like they were going to win, and then some BKB pressing didn't happen, and then they lost. But no, I think this is definitely a hero they're comfortable with, and this is the first time we're getting to see Nature's Prophet as well. Yeah. And this is a hero that has a phenomenal laning phase, like one of the best. So that's going to help them secure the early game. They're going to be able to pick whatever empowered target they find to be the most suitable for the situation, and they are going to immediately take out PA, because that's what Ajit was playing yesterday. Then you're looking at like Jug, your life stealers, stuff like that. Those are the common pairings. I'm a bit more scared of Jug, I think, if I'm VP than a Lifestealer, but we'll see what the next ban's going to be.
Yeah, what is it? Mineski themselves? Do they just ban like some heavy team fighters right here, or like some death ball heroes? Looks like they already take out Timber. Is there any other hero like you see with Enigma Pango, you're like, we can't get to him?
I think the Timber ban makes sense because you have Furion. Like, that's the main thing. Like, Furion is the hero that doesn't want to have to deal with a Timber more than anyone else. Because it just deletes your ability to side lane push, ETPs, or whatever. He's also a bots carrier, which I think a lot of people forget because he farms so fast. You can just buy boots travel and you're everywhere. Plus, there's already a Pango. And if Pango finishes a Maelstrom, just that hero even can deal with the Nature's Prophet trees. This is more, I think, about the laning and the potential to pressure towers early. Because Mineski, when they were playing that Lesh Slardar, they know how to move around the map and pressure objectives. So I know for a fact that if they have the ability to do it with their heroes, that they'll be able to execute.
Yeah.
So maybe, what else would you ban if you were going to ban Timber? I mean, they could just ban another hero that is going to be good against whatever core they want to go for.
Yeah.
And if that's going to be a Jug, then I mean, it's pretty wide open, to be honest. Like, it doesn't even have to necessarily be Jug. It's just that's the one that makes sense when you have a Furion already.
They ban the Lich.
Okay.
Strong 5, right? Solo running out of heroes again. Be interesting to see what he's going to play. Is this it? It's not. It's a Troll. So Troll counters a lot of those heroes, right, that Magnus wants to pair with, right? Like, you don't pick a PA into Troll, do you?
And the Jug feels a lot worse, but P is banned anyway.
It's banned, yeah. Like Jug, yeah. It just feels like what I mean is like all the melee heroes feel worse, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Wow.
I mean, Jug feels very, very stinky right now.
Yeah. If I'm Mineski right now, I'm getting nervous. VP's instant picking, and it's not even like they're crazy heroes. These are just like their standard, I mean, Solo Oracle, Ramses Troll. And you really need a good carry to round this lineup, because you don't even have last pick. Wow, they have last pick and Radiant? I wonder if Mineski must have chose second pick then.
Let's see. What do we got here? If you really want a 5-man, you could go Luna. But I don't know how good your lanes are going to be if you win Luna.
Yeah. Well, they only got 20 seconds. Mineski, there
TB is available again.
You like it here versus? I mean, it's better versus Troll than a lot of heroes, right? Because it's melee,
yeah,
but
it's like there's
not
an innate like OD, but OD's mid, and it's also not really the best target for a Mag and Power. Is very good against Troll.
Yeah. Well, they're going with Spectre. They are going the Omega late game.
This is an interesting one.
Do you like it, or you kind of?
I get where they're coming from with the pick. Like, it's one of the heroes that is going to make it really annoying for the Enigma and Oracle to play. Yeah. That's the first thing that I think of when I see the Spectre. I don't think it's necessarily great against Troll or Pango, for that matter. And a lot of it's also going to be dependent on, you know, his lane is still kind of important, I guess, even though you have a mag, because Spectre, unlike heroes like PA and Jug, they don't have a farm accelerant in their skill set. Like, Spectre doesn't, you have Desolate, right? But you don't have a built-in crit, and you don't, which is basically why the PA and the Jug farm so fast, right? Because you have the baseline crit for Jug and then coup de grace for PA. But Spectre just kind of is a mediocre farmer, even with Empower. So this is more of a, I wouldn't say last-ditch effort, but it's a hero that's going to mainly play around the back of the fights, try to pick off the Oracle, try to make the Enigma do some bad black holes and stuff. Yeah. The one thing I will say, too, is that against heroes like Troll, who just have a tendency to beat on people, if you just want beat on a Spectre, your team could just die.
Yeah.
Right? So that part is kind of good. You get Black Hole, the Troll pops his Battle Trance or whatever. You're gonna reflect a lot of damage. So it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it is slow.
Very
and
slow.
VP still have the 10th pick. I don't know how they keep getting 10th pick. They have 10th pick and Radiant.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I said. I was like, Mineski had to have taken second, right? Because I don't think you ever give up Radiant, right? It seems like most.
I mean, maybe after game 2 because they had first pick.
Yeah.
And they opened with that Enigma Lone Druid on VP. They feel like maybe second pick is a bit stronger. Maybe in a game 3. I don't know. It depends on the team's preference, honestly. But I could see them thinking that, because that first phase Bane like actually owned them, because they couldn't do anything after the opener from VP. It felt like to win the draft. So all right, they are going to ban the OD.
So what do they take? We're going to find out immediately. Yep. Tiny. Okay, it's Moon. One of the few
I like that pick a lot. That is really nice.
Why? Do you like it that much?
It plays quick. It's a hero that offers disable, which if you look at Mineski up until that point, they really didn't have a whole heck of a lot of disable at all.
Yeah.
And it's someone that's going to be able to lane pretty much against whatever VP we're going to throw on the mid lane, which is going to be the Necrophos, a hero that has been seeing a ton of play, at least in pubs. Like, this hero is friggin' everywhere. For a really long time, people saw the nerfs and they were like, this hero's dead, blah, blah, blah. Typical, Dota player stuff. The hero gets nerfed, no one even looks at him. And then, out of nowhere, people just start going, wait a second, you can just max Heartstopper. Because Heartstopper is 2.3% health degen per second. And it's also the old Sadist buff combined into one.
Yeah,
So the value of
good.
each skill point is like nuts, right? And if you look at the scalability of Death Pulse, it's actually not that good. Like,
yeah,
it goes up by, I think it's like 100 damage at level 1. It goes to like 150, 200, 250. So the scaling's pretty meh. So people are putting more points into the Heartstopper now. And this hero he wins the lane. That's what he does. The longer you're there, the more harass you get. You got sustain for your teammates now. You got an Oracle as well. So if you get False Promise, this hero benefits amazingly from that. Because not only do you have the amplification from healing from False Promise, but you also have Ghost Shroud.
yeah.
So you heal to like full. You have like 10 charge stick full HP.
That's crazy. What about you said he wins the lane. So Tiny versus Necro, are you not worried about like the burst damage of Tiny at all, or it just won't come into play until later?
It doesn't come into play in the lane.
Yeah.
It will come into play during like the mid game and stuff. If he gets ganked, sure, maybe no one gets killed, once or twice, because they do have the Nature's Prophet. So like if Pi goes mid and they get a silence on him and stuff and he TPs, I could very easily see him dying to that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a vacuum 1v1, the problem is he plays the War of Attrition, and he'll always win. Because even if you have a decent amount of regen, Heartstopper just trumps it. And as long as he's getting last hits, especially for melee, it's really annoying because you're going to try to go for a last hit. He's going to Death Pulse you. You're going to take damage, like 1 or 2 auto attacks. He's going to heal off the creeps that he killed, and he's going to heal from his own nuke.
Yeah.
So it just over time, you just get whittled down. And this is a 0 base armor hero as well on Tiny. So I think that he'll be okay in the lane.
All right. And that means elsewhere it's going to be the same pairing. Pasha and Roger going top. Roger, obviously, we've just seen him. He doesn't really even go to the lane that often. Maybe level 3 he'll show up, but just jungles it up. They'll be going against Pilot Die, the Grimstroke. We didn't talk much about him. This Grimstroke plus Spectre does feel good when you get like level 6, but can Pilot Die protect the Spectre enough in lane? I guess he doesn't really have to if it's just a Pango.
Yeah, if it's just Pango, I think the lane will be manageable. That's also another really good point. Is the fact that Spectre will be okay because there's an Enigma in the game. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah.
But it's just because of how VP play it. They don't direct lane pressure. I think Roger denies maybe like 1 or 2 range creeps because obviously the jungle doesn't spawn until 1 minute.
Yeah.
So if he denies like 2 range creeps, then just pure jungles and leaves Pasha up here until he has a Dom, the Spectre will get a little bit, right? And even if his tower gets taken, he's going to have a power. He can, retreat to the triangle, whatever. And he can find his farm there. So I don't think it's too bad.
Are you surprised we're seeing jungling again? Like, honestly, after what, like the nerf 2 years ago? Like, are you just surprised there's just actually a jungler again?
I think it's just because it's so hard to punish it right now in like the first, 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And think about the way that VP play it as well, right? As much as they don't really focus on the lane denies as much as like say a team like EG, they go Dom every game and they take your tower every game. So even if he's not having like the most insane lane presence, he is ensuring an objective pretty early on. And right now, Mineski don't have the heroes to really cope with it. So what they have done is they've placed a ward, right? They've blocked one of his camps.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something that he'll have to address directly, or maybe he just walks in and takes a small camp like we saw him do in the previous match.
Well, middle we see no one get every last hit of the tower. Pretty impressive as a Necro especially. And then bottom, the other lane we didn't talk about, Febby is going to be pulling the creeps here. It's a tough lane, so he's going to pull them around. And it is the core Nature's Prophet. You a fan of it?
I think it's fine for this game because you can go like the team fight build if you want. You can go the Doom build where you go for like the Orchid, the drums phase into like Nullifier or something like that, and a BKB. Because Furion's that hero that just buys whatever. Like if your team needs lockdown, he'll buy the Orchid into Nullifier. If you need team fight, he'll buy the Pipe, the Crimson, anything you need, he'll just buy it. And plus, he's just good in lane. So I don't have an issue with him being a farming hero at all.
Febby's doing the same thing again, by the way. He did the pull where he went all the way through middle lane and then back to the tier 3 bottom. I wonder why. I guess just the timing of it meets with the creeps, I suppose.
Yeah, you get the full wave deny. And this one's also really hard to just directly contest. So.
Yeah. You will just
the other thing, too, is the Dire offlane is actually just like, I'll be honest, it's shit. Like, the Dire offlane sucks. So, because the pull from VP's side, they can do the pull from the large camp to the lane into the tower. Like, the pull timing is so loose. the creeps go so far. You can do it pretty much at any point. And plus, if you look between the tier 1 and the tier 2, it's really hard to keep the creeps in a way that they're not getting hit by the tower. There's much more space between the Radiant tier 1 and tier 2 for tower range than there is for the Dire, which is good for the Radiant offlane because that means that you can easily pull it between the tier 1 and the tier 2, and you're not going to get the creeps hit by the tower. Like, the Dire offlane is so much worse than the Radiant offlane that it's actually insane that it hasn't been changed.
Yeah. Well, they're looking for Pasha here. Pasha will just jump away, though. Use the swashbuckle, get out of there while Ajit farms 13-2. Middle lane, Moon. Moon has to be careful here. He will back out as a health potion. He went 2-0-1 at level 3 on the Necro. He is maxing the Death Bolt still, it looks like.
Yeah, he's favoring the harass a little bit more. I don't think he'll be getting a point into Ghost Shroud for a while, though.
Yeah, no reason to right in this lane.
Yeah, that's the big one. And the other thing, too, is this hero is pretty EXP hungry. Like, you do want the high levels in a Heartstopper, because the scaling is crazy. It's 0.6 health, degen per point. And then it's also increasing your the Sadist effect, right? The health and the mana regen per creep kill. But that's why he'll eventually just pull ahead in the lane, because he's not going to have to ferry as much regen. He's got double null compared to the one bracer that Moon has. And the longer that Moon stays in the lane, if he's in range of Heartstopper, this is just, again, it's the war of attrition.
Yeah, does get some nice denies there, though, in front of him. Tree grab will take harass, and yeah, Spectre will just be farming top. What does Pasha do in this lane? He just is there? You don't really, like, you can't do anything up here, right?
Both heroes are actually happy from Mineski and VP, because Pasha's getting EXP, which is pretty much all he wants, and Spectre's getting creeps, which is pretty much all he wants. So both heroes are getting what they want out of the lane. What's going to matter is, like, actually mid lane, no one getting tossed into the tower here, but he will be fine. But I think it's more about like what Pasha does with like his level 6. So his timing is going to be earlier. Obviously, he's a Pango. He doesn't rely on items. He's going to be using his Rolling Thunder to make stuff happen. If he can do a lot with his early game, then it will have been worth it. But if eventually Ajit just becomes unkillable, like death machine with the power and stuff, then obviously it won't be worth it. But it's impossible to tell now.
Well, Roger just jungling, gets his level 4. 5-minute bounty runes might be the when do you think we're seeing the first blood? Is it going to come at the 5 minutes here at a rune fight? Doesn't look like anyone's like really rotating over runes. Okay.
At bottom, I could definitely see there being a kill.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. No one looked like he was going to go fight bottom, but then he sees Moon TP's back middle, and there, well, there's going to be the first blood. It will be on Bevy bottom, yep. And the runes, that opens them up. Solo gets one, but KP will get the other. Meanwhile, top, Pilot Eye. They're actually going to run at Roger. He won't be able to take the Sans off quite yet. Will get nuked, but he can just TP out. Instead, try to farm the Eidolons here. Denies it. Nice job. So, there's the first blood.
It's a pretty quiet early game, though. Like, everything considered. And a 3-for-1 bounty rune in favor of Mineski is going to be something they're pretty happy about, so.
Is it just the heroes? Is it just because you have a Magnus Nature's Prophet? You don't really get a kill in that lane, right? You have a Grim Spectre in the other lane. Just, Pilot I was just going to chase down. It just feels like the heroes are a lot different than the first 2 games.
Yeah, they are, for sure. Like, the static lane pressure that Mineski can put out with the Furion and the Mag isn't like... Mag is not the best laner, but the Furion will be able to get farm pretty much no matter how the game goes, so I think KP is going to be okay with just having, like, 25 CS at 6 minutes. It's not phenomenal, but, it's good enough. And plus, he can TP around the map and make things happen.
Yeah,
so...
Toss back, and KP's TPing here. This might be a kill. No, he does get the Ghost Shroud. Looks like at 5, but there's a Febby here, too. There's a couple heroes here from the Dire. They do. Only missing Scooby or Shaggy, and they're just going to get the kill. Who's going to get it? It's Febby. Smacks him down. You get the kill. Is that worth it? I mean, it's a kill on the middle, but that's 4 heroes.
Yeah, that was a very, very big commitment. But we mentioned it during the draft, right? They TP in the Furion, they bring another hero or whatever, they can definitely kill him. Yeah. But it's telling that it takes that much just to take him down. That's it's not really a good sign for Mineski, but a value kill nonetheless.
Yeah. And well, Mana Boots up on Febby again, so he's got some farm. Meanwhile, Spectre will survive. No, the Javelin proc. Pasha hits him with it, and that feels bad. Yo, you need to be careful, Pine. This guy could definitely just walk at you. No mana, so will get out, but all of a sudden VP gets some good kills. Bottom lane as well. They're looking for KP. They bring him down. That's going to be 3. Will they get it? He's trying to run. The axes will slow him down enough. Solo gets the kill. Now Febby even. Uh-oh, they're trying to body block, but he just dies. Wow, and all of a sudden, this is looking a little bit more like Game 2 than it is like Game 1. VP 2K ahead at 7 minutes now out of nowhere.
Yeah, this Necrophos is doing work mid. Like, Moon's falling behind, like, even with the gank, you know?
That's the thing, right? Like, even if, like, they just committed so much, it doesn't matter that he died there. He's winning the lane still. Uh-oh, I don't know what Solo's doing, though. He dodges all the damage, though. He meant to do that. Damn. Wastes his mana.
Good spell.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, to be honest, the reaction from Moon was pretty slow. Like, he Fates Edict before the Avalanche even came out. Because if you start casting Ava, the cast point's too long to actually put the skill out. You could have just waited like 2 seconds and just killed him.
Dude, they're looking for, this is again, they're getting it to kill, but it's another 4-man commitment. But Roger is level 6. I just realized both supports were 3 on Mineski before that, and Roger was 6. So at least you get a little. Oh my god, Pi almost just dies to Eidolons. Chill out.
Trying to get a little bit of that gold, you know?
So what do you want to see? I mean, Tiny doesn't even have boots. Like, he's your playmaker, right? This guy needs to get some farm, it feels like.
Well, I mean, that's why they're bringing so many heroes, right? Because they can't just let VP run rampant all over their side of the map. They got to make sure that they're doing something, because they're waiting for the Spectre to come online. The Nature's Prophet actually has ulti now, which is huge, and he has Earn. So he's recognizing the fact, like, hey, we need items to do stuff, like, now. Yeah. Because our lanes are just not really maybe doing as well as we want to, barring our top lane. So now they got the Haunt, they got the Wrath of Nature. They have the ability to kill with a lot less investment now.
Yep. See, as you see, Ajit just farming. Looks like level 2 in power on top of him. They are stacking still, but it looks like Radiant actually blocked that stack closest to Roshan. And now middle, some damage coming out. It's Moon. It's gonna be tough to kill either way, obviously, with the ton of armor on Tiny. Where do you want to see his first Necro ult here? Does he just sit middle? Like, there's no reason for him to leave, right?
Yeah, I think he just pretty much sit mid for a while.
Feels like VP's happy with just sitting anywhere, right? Like all 3 lanes. And well, there we go. The normal from Mineski, a 4-man commitment. They will get the kill again. And they don't use the Spectre ulti, which is pretty nice. So they still have that. And he's just clearing up some stacks. Isn't empowered, though, because Febby's getting chased down. Here comes the roll. Can he dodge it? No. Will he bounce back? Sure will. And uh-oh. He's bouncing back again? Needs mana. Nope. Roger will just kill him. See you later, Febby. This game just feels bad for Mineski already, right? Like, your Spectre's your big guy, but he doesn't even have power. He's just farming jungle without it.
Yeah, it's also a little bit different than a hero like TB, where you can pop meta and just feel really strong with the same amount of net worth. Spectre doesn't really have that effect. Spectre actually needs the items.
She's trying. Lower and all. Here we go. Here comes Febby now. Hit him with it. There you go. It's still only level 3, but better than nothing. Bottom lane, KP's trying to zone out, but Ramses, we haven't talked much about him. Double Wraith, Phase Boots, 1.2k. Looks like he's going for the Battle Fury. What's our net worth looking like? It is actually a Spectre in first. Are you surprised, or?
I mean, he had the easiest lane, I feel. Because it was pretty much solo Pasha, and it's 10 minutes in, and their tower's still alive. This is actually a bit slower of a Tier 1 tower siege than we saw in the previous 2 games when they were playing Enigma. So the fact that his tower is alive means that he had a cushier time.
Well, Pango, Mana Boots, Javelin, now Bottle as well. Roger has the helm. Uh-oh, here comes Moon, though. They get the silence off. They're going to look. Oh, my goodness, he tosses back the Spectre Illusion. They are going to get the stun, though. They want to at least kill Roger. They trap him in. Looks like he will go down. Pasha will make it out, but Moon, got to be careful with those tosses when Spectre ulti's a little miscommunication. But the problem is they're commit so much. Look at middle. We'll just get pushed in by a siege unit as well as no one. Here we go. Uh-oh. Right. Is he actually going to roll? No, the Avalanche will cancel. Not sure if he canceled himself. No, he's just going. And oh, he's going to get ulted. He will get stunned. Are they going to ulti Febby? They sure as hell are. See you later, Alligator. Febby dead for 40 seconds at 11 minutes in. Now they're going to chase down Grimstroke. He has boots, but one more. Nope, the toss. Tries to help. They can't do anything. They might chase down Moon, actually. And here we go. They get the lucky shot. He gets like 4 procs. They're just going to right-click him. I think VP's just running over this laning phase. 8 to 4.
Yeah, this is looking real bad right now.
This is the worst game I think we've seen. I mean, They do have a Spectre, but you got to realize 6K at 12 minutes in with no one this farmed. That's insanely scary.
The other thing too is like the Furion's building in the vessel, which is a very good item against Necro, but there's an Oracle.
Yep.
Which means that it can just get purged off right away, and then even if it doesn't, you got Fate's Edict, you got False Promise. Like there are ways to protect this guy during fights. The Spectre's job is basically to hit R, isolate a hero, and kill it. But at this rate, like they've already lost all 3 of their tier 1s. It's 12 minutes in. The Troll has eclipsed anyone else now for the top net worth, making his way towards a farm accelerant, and the Necro has a mech and arcanes. Like this guy's gonna have Greaves like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane. And they're just gonna push this tier 2. You talk about tier 1s being down. They're looking for even more. And they should just get it. I don't think you can defend this tier 2, right? No reason to, I guess.
Yeah, it's too much. Like if you don't have Haunt, you don't have RP because you use it to try to stop the Pango from going in. That's one thing actually that we didn't talk about a lot is Pai's not 6 yet. Pai, if he gets 6, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with Pasha.
Yeah.
Because then you can just, throw out the Soulbind. Hopefully it tethers to someone and you don't have to worry about the Rolling Thunder being like quite as annoying. And having to commit like an RP to it just sucks. Like you don't want to have to do that.
Yeah. Well, Roger, he's over here. He's just jungling on the Dire side. He actually doing their stacks. Oh, that feels so bad if you're the Spectre. Ramsey will come clean up too. And you've lost all control of this triangle. I guess that tier 2 tower going down means that. I don't know. The Spectre's just going to be forced to farm top, it feels like, the rest of the game.
I don't even actually know if they could hold their high ground.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. It doesn't look good. If they had the Guardian Greaves, for sure not, but it's still 1,000 away there. But 2 tier 2s down at the 14-minute mark already. Solo actually scoops up the tower. And they're TPing in. Oh, Ramsey's going. He wants to go for Pilot. Can he kill him before it goes up? Nope, he'll just pick off the silence, so get some gold. Pile TP out. Double damage. Are they going to give it to the Troll and do Roche with it? Looks like they're saving it.
I mean, they could.
Yeah,
Ramsey's walking over.
And well, here they go. They do have the Dark Troll Summoner as well to help tank for him. And there we go. This Roche is going down pretty damn quick with just the Battle Fury Troll, obviously with the double damage. Looks like bottom is going to get pushed in, but that tower's almost at full HP. That tier 1, holy smokes.
Yeah, they didn't get much done in the lane with the Furion, unfortunately. Like, Furion is one of the better laners, but he was with a mag. So it's like you have a really great laner with a really not great laner.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I guess we didn't really talk about it. Yeah, that feels bad. Like, you put this Furion, I assume we thought he was going to be 5 until the Grim came out, and it just feels like, yeah, Spectre is the only one who really even did anything in her lane. She is keeping up, though. She's doing a good job, even though she lost some of her stacks. She went Soul Ring Spectre. I myself have not seen that, but...
It's alright. I mean, you get the 150 mana, you just dagger, like, every time it's up. You get a little bit of extra regen and stuff, and you know you're going to be spending a majority of your time in the woods anyway. So, it's a farm accelerant, to be honest, on a hero like Spectre. And it also always means that you'll be able to haunt, because it gives you the exact amount of mana that you need to be able to cast a spell.
We see Moon. We see a tip middle. He finally has his blink there. It's in his stash, but at 15 minutes, you thought this Tiny was going to... You were probably hoping he was going godlike or something, ganking around the map, and they're just 5-manning on VP now, like 3 or 4-manning, I should say, and you can't stop them. They're going high ground here, Drasco.
Yeah, the Necro shut him down really hard. Like, that matchup... It's really hard for the Tiny because you want to abuse the fact that you have really high base damage and stuff, and you manipulate creep aggro, but against Heartstopper and stuff, and just Death Pulse spam, it's a lot. This tower is just dead.
It just felt like that was a really good 10th pick, right? Because everyone considers Necro a Spectre counter, too. So you get the lane counter, you get the Spectre, you're just feeling pretty good. Oh, they did the trick. KP trying to save a little bit, but it won't. There goes the range Rex at least. Looks like they'll back out. Pasha's smoked, maybe not. He's smoked. He's ulting. They're just toying around. And there's going to be a stun toss combo. Will come out, does a little bit of damage. Shockwave pulls him in. There's going to be a silence on Nature's Prophet. Is he going to roll? No. Nature's Prophet shrinks in the backline, scouting everything out. Dude, this Siege unit's just been, this Helm of the Dominator creep just been slowly chipping it down. But there we go. Toss all the way back. He does have Aegis. They miss it, though. I appreciate the effort. I'm sure the Oracle might have saved him either way. It just feels, you're 11k down in 17 minutes, right? You could be some of the best players in the game, and you're just full items down.
This is such a hard defense.
Oh, Lord. 50
he has
seconds.
Buyback,
He
but
does.
doesn't even matter.
Like, what does he do if he buys back? All he has is a Spear Vessel. That feels so bad. This is just a beat down. This is by far the most one-sided game we have seen for sure. Febby is going to save his teammate, but he's dead. I mean, is it just over, Draskell? It sure feels like this Spectre does have a Manta, but you can't kill anyone, right? Even solo it feels like unkillable.
I'm not sure how they do anything for this, honestly. I mean, maybe they get some crazy toss play like we saw before, and they execute it well and put Ramses in the tier 4s, but barring that, like, I don't know.
I guess Pasha could roll into the fountain again. That didn't even matter, though. And they're just going to take another rat. Look at this, slow and steady. Not even that slow. It's just 17 minutes in. They don't have that many items, but they're taking this base like it's 40 minutes in. Damn, they can't do it. You got to, okay, what do you do if you're Mineski? You have to do something, right? You can't just watch your base die. Here we go. They're going to go for it. Does he get it? They skewer him back. There's going to be a Spectral Ultra on the backside. We're going to be looking. Ramses is still alive, has the Aegis. They can't even do anything. The Necrophos doesn't feel like he's taking any damage. His Sons, they get the go-ahead. Pilot Eye goes down. They trap no one in, but he's just going to get healed up. Pretty much full heals. He does. All right. And now your Haunt is down. The game's over. Let's be real here. They're going to hold on as long as they can, but this game is over.
I don't think there's any way they can hold it. Like, it just gets worse, right? Like, every building you lose, it gets worse and worse. And they're not getting anything in this time.
Yeah. But Ramses did stop hitting the creeps, so they didn't get the super creeps for the 1830 mark. But they get another kill. Ramses will get ulted out. He'll just get healed up. Solo already used his health potion, so he won't have it on the backside. Roger just diving him. They can just go for bottom because they've already taken them all. There's going to be a toss back. There's going to be a black hole, though. It's going to hit on the two of them. The javelins do a lot of damage. They do get a stun on the backside, though. Moon already has just died. He is going to buy back. They're looking. Oh, shit. They're just trying, man. They are defend. They're trying to defend. There's going to be an ulti. Won't quite kill the Spectre off, though. So now they don't have that Necro ulti. They could be a little more scared. Solo looking to die as well. Oh, my God. He heals himself. He will die to Feppy. KP getting run down by some creeps. Ramses sees the glyph, and are they going to have to back out all the way? No, they're definitely not. They're just chilling in the base. Aw, shit. Knows he really can't die without that Necro ulti, so he's playing a little more aggressive, but VP doesn't care. They're still just sitting in the base. Look at Solo's actually running all the way back. This is their house now.
Yeah, the problem is the sustain. That's the real issue right now for Mineski, because normally you'd be able to, like, whittle them down over time. And eventually some hero gets too low, you pop the Haunt, you get the kill because you're sitting at like half HP. But between the Necrophos heals, the Guardian Greaves, the Urn on the Oracle, the Purifying Flames, like there's never a point where anyone on VP are low enough health to where Mineski can actually go in. That's the problem. Like the Necro pick, probably the sickest pick that I've seen
so far.
Yeah, in this group stage, out of this particular group at least.
What was that one you liked yesterday? There's another one you really liked. Oh, I'm trying to remember who it was. I can just look at the drafts really quick once I got them up. I actually forget. I remember, but yeah, this one, it won him the lane. It won him the game. That's what it felt like. Pasha actually ends up going down.
He bought the perfect items, too. Like, Greaves in a pipe. I don't know what you're supposed to do against this.
Well, range drags. Pasha just went in and died in the base again. I think maybe this Pango, he has to do it once a game. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a quota. You got to meet the blink into the well one time per game.
Yeah, it feels pretty nice. Well, he's got a blink. He's rolling on through, going for the Yules next. Double bracer on Solo. And they're just going to slowly lose. It feels like they're going to try to do something. There's going to be a toss over. Ramses, he doesn't have the Aegis, right? So it is scared, but he has the SNY and a Morbid Mask. Now, even more sustain. He just nets it. He just kills KP. He just, wait up. Now he dies. And he'll get ulted as well. He's just going to run after Moon. If he gets a net, we are going to see an ulti on the backside on Febby. He'll be dead for an extra 60. They are going to get a double silence. Here comes the Spectral. Last chance. Black Hole hasn't been committed because he doesn't even have it up. Just throws the Midnight Pulse down and, well, yeah, they see the Spectral literally doing nothing and they're like, well, okay, we lost. And Draskell, this was a beatdown. No other way to put it.
Yeah, it was rough. The Spectre was a bit too slow. Like, there are some heroes that you can pick when you have somebody like Empower that are going to be able to at least contribute to the fights and stuff.
Yeah.
But Spectre just, it's not enough. Like, you need something that's going to hit hard, and be able to get the kill and move on to the next target. That's why they picked Tiny, right? They needed that burst damage. They needed someone that was going to be able to go in, get a quick kill, because if you take these long fights against heroes like Necrophos and Enigma with like Midnight Pulse on the ground, these oracles and stuff, it's not really going to favor you most of the time because it's just too much sustain, and that's pretty much why Mineski could never. You can't chip damage a team like that. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So because you can't do that, and you have no burst, your Tiny lane got crushed because he got 10th pick Necrophos, and even after like 4-man ganking him, he still lost the lane. Like, I don't know, it's too much. The draft for MVP was insanely good this game.
So going forward, VP, they're in the winner's bracket now of the double elim. If you're versus them, do you think about banning this Pango or Enigma, or do you think it was just like it was very good versus Mineski, but it might not work versus the other teams?
I mean, there's always an answer for every single hero. It's just a matter of if you can think of it and you can put it in your team and make it function. Obviously, Mineski, they felt like Enigma wasn't an issue because they led it through all 3 games and they played against it all 3 games. Now, they didn't win a series, but they did take 1 match. And I think that at the other one where they had TB, they easily could have won that game.
Yeah.
So, to me, the 3rd game was a definite outdraft. The first, second games were not as much, in my opinion. Okay. So I don't think it's really like a maybe we should ban this hero for Mineski, because it's also a team thing, right? Do we have the tools to deal with these heroes? If you don't play the heroes that you need to against Enigma, then you ban it. Yep. But if you play them, then you can let it through. So obviously Mineski felt that way. It didn't work out, but still not like a terrible showing in the first 2 matches at least.
Yeah, and they won that game 1, as you said. They are going to be playing again later. There will be one more best of 3 before then, though. It is going to be eHome versus Forward. Any initial thoughts on that draft before we go to break?
Well, I think we touched on it a bit earlier. Yeah. I think Forward are probably still slightly favored.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're playing with what, double stand-in on eHome?
They have a new player, so it's pretty much
like Xingqiu is like their new player,
right?
No,
End is their new player. They
End is a new player.
And
sorry.
I believe Xingqiu is, he's a stand-in for Faith Beyond still, so it's going to be tough for him, like you said, but that is going to be the next game, so it will be eHome versus Forward. Winner of that will go on to play Mineski, and guess what? Mineski still has a shot at the upper bracket, because you win that last series, you're in the upper bracket, you're 2nd seed, but you're in the upper bracket. That's super important in a double elim, especially the major, right?
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to start lower bracket. That's
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break. I'll try to keep you guys updated in chat how long till the game's going to be and whatnot. But we are going to take a break. When we get back, eHome versus Ford. Stick around. It should be